Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. I know I'm like a good 30 minutes late. I was trying to have some tech issues. I was trying to have tech issues. I was trying to create tech problems, and it worked. No, as you can see, I'm using my old webcam. For whatever reason, the nicer camera that I've been using, OBS wouldn't recognize it. I've unplugged it, I've rebooted it, I've done all this stuff with OBS, and it's just, for whatever reason, it's not working. So I'm not sure what happened. And I was trying to get Nikki from Backyard Politics on, where she was going to show us video footage because she's been really calling out the Salem, Oregon Police Department on like protecting white nationalists, and she's got a lot of great inside information on that. So I don't know that that's going to happen today, but I will have her on the show. I apologize. The tech, and I've just been fumbling with it for the last like 20 some minutes. So my apologies. What's up, everybody? Hit the like button. Hello. You're on my phone, but not my tablet. Don't know. Well, hold on a sec. Hello from Fullerton, California. What's up? Hello, Sam Dean. Hello, everybody. Kat, Corin, Maddie, Herman, Mike, Emberg. Let's see. Yeah, truth to tweet. Hello. Yeah. Anybody see that CNN crew get attacked in Atlanta yesterday? Crazy times. Jesus, no, I did not see that. My great-great-grandfather fought in the Civil War for the Union out of Illinois. It's long overdue that Confederate... Okay. So Backyard Politics just telling me that her internet went out. We'll get her on the show probably tomorrow. This week. All right, yeah, her internet just went out, so I don't know. God, it's just a... Mercury must be in retrograde. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. 109 people watching. Did you see the Philly violent Columbus protesters keep assaulting a journalist and cops largely letting it happen, and then their chief accuses him of... Yeah, I know. Yeah. I saw the cops protecting the bull on Wall Street. People wanted to tear it down, and they're protecting that. Boy, if that's not the most symbolic photo of what America is, the cops protecting Wall Street, but not the people. Unreal, right? Mike Pompeo says that Venezuela, Iran, and Zimbabwe have united and ruined my tech. That's probably correct, yeah. Out of Shadows producers silenced Tiffany Prince-Henry, refused to include Ricky Garcia's lawsuit, which included info on Chris Pratt. Oh, wow. Jesse seems too much of a fiscal slave to do any good. The bull used to be an anti-Wall Street symbol? I didn't know that. Remember the statue of the little girl that stood in front of the bull? I think it was during Occupy, absolutely. Great smoothie, everybody. Unsweetened organic almond milk. I'm told oat milk is good. Haven't ever tried oat milk. That's a little loud. Organic frozen pineapple. Ooh, so good. Reminds me of the summer, reminds me of Hawaii. Organic banana, organic strawberries. Strawberry, pineapple, banana. So good. Some greens. Unsweetened organic peanut butter. Protein powder. Vegan protein powder. That's how these guns come to be, folks. They don't just miraculously appear. We have to fuel them. We have to pour. They have to drink. Vegan guns. It goes right in, right directly to. And then one of you gave the great idea of. So I'm going to show you this. One of you suggested this. So rather than rinsing this out with water, where you're just wasting water in that, you take a little coconut water, which is it's like all natural Gatorade, basically, electrolytes, and you just pour a little bit in there. Now, it doesn't look tasty, but it's coconut water and smoothie. It's fantastic. I put it in the fridge. I have it later. If you do a lot of exercise, you get dehydrated, or you're out in the all-natural electrolytes, I love it. I got turned on to this when I was in Brazil. Oi, mi amigo. And then one of the cooler experiences I've had in my life was getting all natural, getting just an actual coconut. And then 2 years ago, my buddy and I were surfing in Costa Rica, and we get out of the water, and there's this woman just selling fresh coconuts that they literally got from like the tree right there. And then she just goes, boom, puts in a straw, and it was great. So good. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. 144 people watching, 84 likes. Hit the like button. Do I use a cigarette filter for spliff? I don't smoke weed or tobacco, so no. I don't smoke anything other than hot smoking guns. This is the only thing that smokes right here, folks. My hot vegan guns. Always hot, always ready to go. Boom. I am pushing Big Kale on you. You know this is just a Big Kale propaganda show. That's all today's show is. And the organic fruit mafia. That's all I am. I'm just a mouthpiece for Big Kale and the organic fruit mafia. You know it. I know it. I don't know. Do you think maybe Granny Petrol will have maybe she'll come back on the show today? And I don't know. Do you guys want to listen to Granny? If she came by, would you want to hear what she had to say? I'm just asking. I don't know if she's available, but what if she came by and said hello? No filter for smoking flower. Filter is worse than pot smoke. Okay. Try hemp protein, lots of protein and fiber. Yes, I have done hemp protein, which is good. I'm celebrating my imperfect foods delivery. So many fruits today and kale. Right on. She's very okay. You guys want Granny Petrol to show up? Graham's a shill for the vegetable lobby. Look, I'm not for unilateral disarmament. I need money to defeat Trump, so I need big kale and the spinach consortium. I'm growing a bunch of kale. I guess I'm small kale. No, you've been brainwashed by big kale. That's what's happening. You just admitted it. Big kale has brainwashed you into growing its mind control product. You should be drilling for oil, but okay, you're going to drill for kale. Way to go. You're part of the problem. Is Greta a nuclear proponent now? Okay, so I had a guy on the show, and God, I still haven't dropped these videos. We did 2 different interviews, and he was running for office in Nevada, and he walked through the whole the new kind of nuclear power that's really safe. And I'm going to drop the video because he goes, Graham, just have an open mind. And I started the video going, I'm not in favor of nuclear. I don't like it. I think it's dangerous. And he goes, I was thought the way you did too. And so and he goes, thanks for having me on the show. God, there's so many videos I forget to, I've got at least 4 or 5 videos I haven't dropped yet. So I'm going to drop this video, and I really want you to watch it because I went into it with an open mind, and he makes some compelling points, and it's like a gateway into all of us getting more research on this newer kind of atomic energy. So it's like when Jeff Epstein from Citizens Media, not the hang yourself with the paper t-shirt one, came to me 2 years ago and said, Graham, you need to understand about MMT. And I didn't know anything about MMT, and he really explained it to me. And I was like, oh shit. So, oh, somebody's getting the big block. All right. You're going to say offensive crap like that, you get the big block. So we're going to, thorium reactor. I'm still not sold. Yeah, so that's it, the thorium reactor. So we're gonna. I'm gonna. Thorium is safe. Nuclear energy that cannot be used as a weapon. We've known for years, but USA doesn't want to invest in non-weapon nukes. Yeah, this is one of the things that this guy talked about thorium. And then at the end of the interview, he gives this website or this YouTube channel basically that's like a gateway into learning more about it. So I want to keep talking about thorium nuclear because I'm open to what he explained. I was like, it really. I'm not a physicist, I'm not a scientist, so he goes into that we only wanted to use nuclear energy that can be weaponized the same way we use it for warheads. So this thorium, I don't know. So let's all be open to it. I'm open to it. I'm going to drop. I haven't dropped it yet, and I'm sorry. Rick, if you're watching, I'm sorry. But I will. And let's all be open to it. Let's all do our own research, and let's all figure that out. You know what I'm saying? All I've ever said on this show, look, I'm not a news channel. I'm not CNN or Fox. I don't have a research team. I just am trying to get it right. That's all I'm trying to do is get it right. Get the truth. That's all I want. I want the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. Even if it's Bernie made a deal with Hillary in 2016. Like even if it's uncomfortable, I just want the truth. And like I said, the 2 things I've told people from day one of this show, and I stick to it, is you may not agree with me, and I may get it wrong. And if I get it wrong, I'll say I got it wrong, and I'll try to get it right. That's all I can say. That's all I can try to do. That's all any of us can try to do. So I'm a hard sell to tell me that nuclear energy is good. But listening to this conversation about thorium, and now there's like more videos and stuff for me to watch and pay attention to, let's all be open to it. Because it's another thing that we've been sort of hidden from us and lied to about. The reason why they keep pushing nuclear power is they want the weaponized nuclear power. You see what I'm saying? So that's what shaving your knuckles for justice is about. Sometimes you got to shave your knuckles for some new justice you weren't aware of. Let's be open to it. Hit the like button, kids. 200 watching, 117 likes. Pronounced nuclear. Nuclear perpetuates centralized power production. Bad idea. That's a fair critique of it. You are the political vigilante. Thank you, Sandra. Somebody didn't know U.S. regime is burning Syrian wheat fields. God, we're evil. Video lagging behind, audio refresh still the same. All right, let me see what's going on. Oh, there we go. Let me shut down Zoom. Maybe I'm running too many programs. I'm sorry, guys. That might be my fault. Let me shut down programs. It might be using too much of the CPU. CPU. It's a little bit funny. Oh, get that CPU number down. Come on. We haven't seen the whole screen before, but this is the hat that Mark had sent. Make Gotham great again. Look at that. Emberg 33 right on. Also want to say that the Vigilante, there was only 50 made. There's about 14 left. I put that on sale Thursday or something like that. So I've sold, or Wednesday, I can't remember, but we've sold about 36 of them already. So there's less than 15. I think an order just came in. So like once the 50 are out, they're out. Maybe do a second run. I'm talking to Jeffrey at ZT, but they're numbered, so check it out. Why is the CPU burning so much? Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's answer some super chats. Ladies and gentlemen, thorium. With climate change, we have no clue what we're heading, where we are heading. Nuclear power is never safe. Plainclothes cops and neo-Nazis are indeed posing as Antifa. Of course they are. What about Japan leaking radioactive shit into the ocean? So this is the thing, that's what was explained to me in this video, is that was the old style of, Fukushima was the old style of nuclear reactor, where the thorium ones don't melt down like that and don't leak shit into the environment, like the way they, it's, I'm not explaining it well, but you got to listen to what this interview said. I'm going to post the video the next day and then watch it and we'll discuss it again on the next live stream. Can you drink your tea during intermediate fasting? Yeah, if you want, I guess. Are Are you going to gather a gang of political vigilantes to go protest someday? Oh, yeah, if you want. I was at Echo Park yesterday. I live streamed. There was a protest, Black Lives Matter protest in Echo Park yesterday. And then I also had an interview with this guy that spoke, who was a teacher that became homeless. And he talked about how the system's designed to keep people homeless. And but yeah, if you guys want to join me in LA. Backyard politics. Sorry about tech issues. Phone is kind of working, but Wi-Fi on laptop completely went out. We'll talk soon. Absolutely. So we'll get Nikki on the show. She's going to show us what she's been doing, but check out her channel. She's showing why it's important. She's in Salem, Oregon, which is this teeny little town, an hour south of Portland. And there's cops protecting white nationalists and all this other crap. And so this is happening all over the country. So what's happening there is probably happening where you live. So it's important. Echo Park the like button. Hit that like button. Mount Unit, shave your knuckles for justice. Thank you for supporting the show. You can support the show too, just like Mount Unit is done. Hit that little dollar icon. I get 100% of the money that you donate to the show. I will answer your question. That's a great way to support the show. Hitting the like button, making sure you're subscribed, making sure you have hit the bell notification button. We've been kind of stifled. They've kind of leveled us off at 69,000. I want to get to 70,000. I want to get to 100,000 by the end of this year. I think it's possible. Those are great ways to support the show. Mike 389 1973, shave your knuckles for justice. Who's the man with a master plan? My main man, Graham. What's up? Thank you. Ezekiel Osiris. Do I take phone calls? I don't know that I have that ability to take a phone call. I don't know how we would do that. Yeah, I don't have like an 800 number or something to call in. So at this point, no. But thank you for supporting the show. Cat Terrell, what's up, Cat? Shave them for justice. Eat your hemp seed or you can't have any pudding. How can you? If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. Thanks, Cat. Jonas Levinson, shave your knuckles for justice. You do you, just drop the spiritual weirdness, okay? Drop the spiritual weirdness. Yeah, if I'm gonna do me, there's gonna be some spiritual weirdness. I don't know what else to tell you, brother. I gotta throw some namaste in there. So one of the things that comes with vegan guns is spiritual weirdness. Spiritual weirdness. Really, spiritual weirdness. No, so sorry, my spiritual weirdness went into EDM. Matt S, shave your knuckles for justice. You being honest about nuclear power is why you rock, dude. Keep an open mind. Don't lose that. We're all in this together. Yeah. And that's the thing I love about this. So the safety protocols, if there's like I brought this up in the show, I said, what if there's an earthquake like Fukushima? And this guy had reasonable answers for all of it. But let's keep, if you're skeptical about nuclear power, good. Be skeptical. Ask a bunch of questions. Ask me questions. Challenge the people that are saying it's this thorium is good. We gotta ask. That's what this is all about. I'm not just suddenly like, yay! Like I want to wait and see, and I want to see who's the money is behind. Like I want to see who's. But That's what we got to do. We got to keep an open mind. That's what it's all about. Because it's not about I'm right, you're wrong. It's about what is the right way to do it. And maybe that's debatable. Maybe there's multiple ways to do it. And I'm open to that too. But let's, you know, let's pack it full of some spiritual weirdness. Spiritual weirdness. Oh my God, that's the description of my growing up in a hippie household. A lot of spiritual weirdness. Really? Did your dad read tarot cards growing up? Mine did. That's some spiritual weirdness. Yeah. Did your parents have a meditation group come over to your house when you were a kid? Ding dong, weirdness. Emberg 33, what's up, Mark? Shave your knuckles for justice. Hit the like button, folks. 248 watching, 152 likes. Look into Zero hard drive wallet on Indiegogo. Zero hard drive wallet. Coinbase is giving away data to law enforcement. Also, YouTube is protecting a predator ring. Check DMs. Oh, Jesus. God. All right, I will, man. Zero, the most secure, easy to use crypto wallet. Okay, good to know. I think you'd be very interested in seeing this. Indigo, highest rated. Okay. Is now giving. Oof. All right, I see this, Mark. Okay, I'll look into that, man. Thanks, dude. Melissa H. Melissa, shave your knuckles for justice. Just ordered my tea. Saw the video. Sounds amazing. Yeah. This whole, and how, if you watch the video that I put, how it's made, you'll see Jeffrey from ZT in his warehouse in Austin, Texas. Part of the video, he's wearing a political vigilante shirt. The other part of the video, he's wearing a DSA shirt from Austin. So he's one of us. And it's really cool to see how, like, I learned, I didn't know all that stuff about in the two regions and all this stuff. So it's really cool. He and I did this awesome interview and the sound died on it. Oh, go, boo, go, boo, go, boo. But so it's a cool thing, man. You know, I'm not a tea salesman, but I had some this morning. And the whole tea thing, I was never a coffee person. And, you know, coffee's like, tea's like, oh, you got a pot of tea. Let's sit it down. Let's quiet it down. You know, I like old school Chinese restaurants where you just walk in, they just drop a pot of tea. Before anything happens, what am I ordering? What, just tea, just settle it down. So anybody who's bought tea in the last 2 days, all those orders will ship tomorrow. And I'm going to be on Crosstalk tomorrow. I got to get up early at like 7 in the morning. So yeah, we're going to be talking about the whatever Chaz zone or whatever up in Seattle. So that'll be cool. I'll be on Crosstalk tomorrow. Deb V, what's up, Deb V? Are you shaving your knuckles for justice? I love your spiritual weirdness. Just saying. Yes, spiritual weirdness. Cinderloo 2, Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Feed is out of sync like a dub 70s movie. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that, man. Let me see. Let's see. Burp. Output. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I'll Fred Edward, my tea order's in the mail. I did order it on day one. I didn't want to risk being at order 51, Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Yeah, so all the orders that came in, like, I think it was Wednesday night and Thursday, it took me all day to fill all the first orders Thursday, and they all went in the mail Friday morning. So they were, if it was one, it shipped first class mail, which is like probably 3 to 4 days. If it was two, then it went in priority mail, which will be there should be there in 2 days. So first class is like 3 to 5 days, especially with the pandemic, but priority is like, if you shipped it priority mail, you're probably going to get it. If you bought 2 of them, you're probably going to get it Monday. And if you did it first class mail, you'll probably get it Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere in there. But y'all should be getting them this week. Am I doing any protests today? No, I went yesterday in Echo Park. There was a protest. I know there's a protest in West Hollywood today. So $660 billion in coronavirus bailout funds unaccounted for. Jesus. Hit the like button, citizens. Yeah, I'm sorry the feed's out of sync. I don't know what to do. I just made an adjustment in OBS. I don't know if that fixed it. Yeah, hopefully this fixed it. I'll make that adjustment. Hit the like button. Why does Sleepy Face have a giant tear hat on? I don't know what that means. Drum circle at LA Department of Corrections, 555 Alameda until 7 o'clock. Right on. Thank you, Sandy. Sam Dean, shave your knuckles for justice, Sam. Down under. New research reveals 50% of workers aren't looking forward to returning to the office, and 2/3 say they won't feel safe being back in the workplace when COVID-19 restrictions lift. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. That's a good point to bring up, Sam. Is like, so I'm seeing around my town, and I'm sure where most of you live, like this, they're opening some restaurants, and you can sit. Like, I went out to eat with a buddy, and every other table you can sit at, and some of the bars have opened up, and some stores you can go in, like retail clothing stores, you can go in there. But I just don't know, like, the big office space, like how that's going to work. Like, you know, just going into this office with, you know, 50, 100 people or whatever, I don't know how that's going to work, especially since if those companies haven't been shut down, like if it's some online company or something like that, like in LA, we've got, you know, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, all those streaming services all have offices here. And so any business like that where like you've been working remotely, I think it's, I mean, 50% seems, God, it almost seems like maybe a little low. that some people are like, well, I can work at home. I don't want to go. I don't know that I feel safe. Everybody packed into this room again. And also there's just the like, I think a lot of people became, you know, it was a big adjustment at first, but now in month 3, you know, we've been doing this 3 months. I would imagine some people are like, well, I kind of like working at home now, and I don't have to get in my car and drive a half hour to 45 to an hour, whatever anybody's commute was. You know, I can get this done in my pajamas or what, you know, I like all that stuff. So yeah, it's an interesting, it's really going to see how this, there's still all these businesses closed up. There's still, and by me, there's all the ones that are boarded up. I mean, the artist came and painted, which was just beautiful. And they've done that all over the city, which apparently is just beautiful. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what this means. And then these businesses, like everything regarding the travel industry is completely shut down. And I mean, Ron and I keep talking like, are you going to feel, I'm like, Ron, I don't know, do I feel safe getting on a plane and then being in a comedy club? And I don't know, man. I don't know. And as I've talked about before, I just loosely figured out how many jobs are impacted by me traveling to one city and working at a comedy club. And I think the number that it's about 60 to 70 jobs. Now, and if we do several cities, then that number goes up. And I think if you're like a traveling salesperson or you're a consultant, or I think it's probably a similar number. You know, I really started figuring it out. The person that takes me to the airport, the baggage claim, the people at the security at the airport, the people that if you buy food in the terminal, the gate, the ground crew, then the ground crew at the new city, and the baggage claim at the new city, and then the person that drives the shuttle bus to the rental car, and the rental car, and then the people at the airport, and then the people at the comedy club. But even if you're just like a, you know, like, let's say you work at conventions, or you give, I mean, it's the same thing. All the people at the hotel convention space and the caterers and all that, you know, if you're in that type of industry, or you're a consultant, or, you know, I think about all the jobs that are impacted, and that's all. And I just don't know. I mean, I would love to be able to just start going and doing stand-up again, but I don't know if I'm going to feel safe. I mean, I'm outside. The beaches are opening up by me, but everyone's outside, and there's a breeze, and right, because what we've learned thus far from COVID-19 is it's indoor, enclosed spaces, not good ventilation, and that's traveling. That's shuttle buses, airplanes, trains, buses, comedy clubs, convention halls. I mean, we'll see what happens with that, man, you know? So that's a good point. Sindaloo 2, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Saw your interview with homeless teacher, which was very interesting, but also, please, where did you get your mask? Oh, I'll show you the mask that I got. So when it all got shut down, I got this, and I don't know, there's a bunch of companies selling versions of these, and it has a filter, right? So I got this because I ride my bike a lot, and there's these valves here, and then you wear it like this, and it velcros around, and you make sure your nose is pinched, and like I wear glasses when I ride my bike, so you're just with a regular mask, your glasses fog up immediately. And then it's got these filters that are easily replaceable. I don't know. This was like, I bought it online. It's about $10. It's already kind of starting to fall apart a little bit. It's not in great shape. $10, and then I spent another $20 or $30 in filters. So yeah, man, there's a bunch of different versions of this online. All in, I think with shipping and tax and extra filters, it probably cost me 40 some bucks all in. And then I think I bought like 10 filters maybe, or 15. So yeah, it's cool. It's really, you just unscrew this part right here. You unscrew those two things, and then these two pieces kind of pop out like that, and then you put in the new filter. It's you can swap out the filter. It's pretty easy. It takes about 2-3 minutes to swap out. So yeah, it was really cool. I like it, like for riding my bike and then at the protests. So I forget the name, but there's a million companies that are selling. I think I even saw it on Instagram, quite honestly. So I hope that helps, my friend. Jonas Levinson. Thank you, Jonas. Shaving Knuckles for Justice. I can take some spiritual weirdness if you refer to it like that. It says SEK 500. Where are you? What is that currency? Because it ain't $500 US. I know that. 202 people liking, 297 watching. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Citizens Media TV. Boom. Check out Citizens Media TV. Also, the Anarchist MMT podcast, I believe it's called. I have an MMT playlist. Last month, there was a really cool discussion we had where Jeff explained the Fed and the Treasury. So check that out. If you want to learn about MMT, go to my MMT playlist. It's very knowledgeable. It's very knowledgeable. That doesn't sound like the greatest sentence. It's very informative. Jeez, wow. So yeah, check that out. So what does Jeff have to say? Might work without having to restart YouTube stream. Try deactivating, then reactivating only the camera. Then, if needed, only the mic and OBS settings. Okay, let's try that. We're going to keep the stream going. Everybody, all right, let's try that. Oh, where do we go? Let's try, might work without having to restart YouTube stream. Try deactivating and reactivating only the camera. Then, if needed, only the mic and OBS settings. All right. Let's do this. How's that? Did that sync it back up? Is everything sync to the sync to the sync? Sync, sync, bank, bank. At activist MMT. That's Citizens Media TV. At activist MMT. Follow them on Twitter and listen to that podcast if you want to learn more about MMT. Pearl Harbor, that like button. Thank you. Akira Hokuto, the like button. Yo, Jimbo, the like button. Let's do Akira Kurosawa movies. Rush him on that like button. Frank, gosh, the like button didn't fix it. Dude, it's not you, it's YouTube. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm sorry for the delay. So I can restart YouTube, but that would cancel the stream. And do we really want to do that? I don't want to do that. It's worse now. Flag Day, the like button. NSYNC, the like button. Boys to Men, the like button, you guys. 98 Degrees, the like button. Twin Peaks, the like button. Oh, damn, you guys are funny. John Kelly, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Hi, hey, Graham, keep shaving your knuckles. Remember us disability rights activists fighting for our lives. Half of black people killed by police have a disability. Cops and mental health don't mix. Thank you, John, for reminding me that. That's a big part of the issue here, and it was mentioned yesterday. So at this and please watch the live stream. You can kind of I showed some of the I was live yesterday at the Black Lives Matter protest in Echo Park, and they were interviewing some homeless people, and they were talking about how the cops just go after the homeless and people of color, and if somebody has a disability or mental illness, they just show no mercy. And that's a great point, John, for you to bring up and for us to all be aware. That's why excuse me. But back to sorry, John. But that's part of the thing when we get into defund the police, what that means to the people like, oh, so just no cops, just let everybody run around free. And it's like, part of what defunding the police is like, let's take Los Angeles. I'll use that as an example because that's where I live. We spent $3.1 billion on our police, right? It's 54% of the city's operating budget. So we should have, community outreach officers that don't have a gun, that don't have stun guns or anything like that. And they go out and they deal with homeless and somebody with mental illness, right? And someone's acting crazy because they are suffering from severe mental illness, rather than a cop with a gun. The police don't even have guns on their hips. It's like in the car, in the event, there's like an active shooter or something. Okay, that's the only time. But somebody who's suffering from mental illness, they calm them down and they use non-lethal force, and then they have a community outreach that gives them the treatment that they need. That's what defund the police means. And that's how you explain it to people, your friends or family who are like, what? That's crazy. First of all, tell them we've been defunding schools and defunding homeless programs for decades. So imagine so we have a severe homeless problem here in Los Angeles. Let's say there's somebody, and I've seen homeless guys be like violent and out of control because they're schizophrenic or whatever. I never saw this one homeless guy just like screaming and smashing a car, and it was like, it's scary. The guy's dangerous. We don't need a cop with a gun to go at this guy. We need someone to come in, de-escalate it, quiet him down. Here's a bottle of water, and maybe in the bottle of water is just some medication, just like bring him down, and then get the guy the help that he needs. And not a homeless shelter with cots, but like housing, a studio, a one-bedroom apartment with a kitchen and a bathroom and a shower. And then in that building is like mental health treatment, health care, drug treatment. There's AA meetings, there's group therapy, there's all this stuff. Job training. So instead of just sending a cop with a badge and a gun to just go kick that guy's ass and nightstick him or throw him in the back of a squad car, we actually get the person the help that they need. Like, what kind of a society do we want to be? Do we want to be this just cruel, brutal society that literally puts its knee on the neck of people? That's what we want to do? Or do we want to like be nice and kind to each other? I mean, I reference Jesus and Christianity a lot. I'm not a Christian, and there's many flaws to go through in the Bible. I reference it to anybody out there that's watching this show that considers that's a Christian and considers, oh, I teach I follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. Well, then Jesus was all about love and peace and everything like that. So if you call yourself a Christian, then you should want de-escalation. You should want defunding. You should want a peaceful society. You shouldn't want a wall. You shouldn't want guns. You shouldn't want military. You shouldn't want militarized police. So that's what we, and then let's say there's, any of these other issues, there's like community service officers and the peace officers, not cops. Peace officers walk the beat. And again, they don't have a gun on their hip. It's in a car only if there's like an active shooter, like somebody's bam and there's no way to take okay. But again, it's in the car. They're not like on the hip and they walk. All these things, these great ideas that are starting to come out, that's what we need to discuss. That's what we need to implement. That's what defund the police means. And let's say the city of Los Angeles only gave these new peace officers and community outreach officers, they got better training, they didn't have all these tanks and tear gas and all this other stuff. And instead of getting $3 billion, they got, a couple $100 million for their salaries and, but they don't need riot gear and up-armored vehicles. And we take that other $2.5 billion. Let's say we give them $500 million. Rather than $3 billion, they go to $500 million. And it's outreach, and we're sending healthcare and mental health professionals out when we're dealing with someone who's, homeless, that's mental illness or drug addiction or whatever. Not just like that old saying, if you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So, and then that other $2.5 billion, what if that went for, better schools, job training, housing for the homeless, all this other stuff, then the cops wouldn't have to go deal with people living in tent cities. There'd be more jobs, there'd be more everything. And this is just Los Angeles as an example, but this is every city. You don't need cops with guns and riot gear if everybody's taken care of. Civil unrest comes because everyone's unhappy and they've been treated like shit. They're getting shot and killed for the color of their skin. And that's not just the issue. It's the 99% acquittal rate of police. Then you throw on top of it, there's no jobs or opportunities. Here's what your job is: fast food, minimum wage. All right, you drive for Lyft or Uber, but then you got to get a car that there's that, Grubhub, again. So that's what defund the police means. Spend the money on social programs and housing and all these other things that'll make society better to where we don't need an armed, militarized police force to terrorize people. Right, so there's cops. So there's someone's bringing up a legitimate issue, like the gangs, the drug dealers, pedophile rings, organized crime. Absolutely, sure, law enforcement units for that stuff. But first let's fix society's problems, and then but we don't need them going in LA, they go in the parks where the homeless are living. They have nowhere else to live, and they just kick the shit out of them. They just beat the shit out of them. They look as less than human. They just fucking throw them around like garbage. Yeah, we don't need them for that. Wouldn't you like to see community outreach officers? that were like, hey, we're going to get you, and there's housing in place, ready to go. Like, here, we're going to get you taken care of. We're going to get you cleaned up. We're going to get you clothes. We're going to get you food, health care, dentist, optometrist, mental health screenings, everything. Oh, you're an able-bodied person? Great. We've got work for you. We've got job training for you. Like, I'm surfing the other day up off of PCH, and you park on PCH and walk down, and there's just garbage everywhere along PCH. And I'm like, gee, what if we got some of these people, like that guy I interviewed that was a teacher. He was a teacher. He should be teaching somewhere. Or some person who lost their job and they're living on the streets or living in their car, and go, look, we got a job. I got money. I got work for you. You now have a place to live. You now have job training and health care. And now we're going to pay you $15 an hour to go clean up the city, make the city look better. We'd all feel better about this. And they're like, oh, that guy that used to be living in a tent now has a job and a place to live. He's happier. The streets are cleaner. Everybody there's so many, like, just picking up trash, just street sweepers everywhere, just cleaning up every neighborhood. Oh, instead of $3 billion for the cops, there's abandoned lots, right? Or like, I don't know, low interest small business loans for business owners, that especially in working class and low income neighborhoods. There's all these boarded up buildings, everything, before the pandemic. Oh, here's money to like rebuild and not gentrify it, not let developers come in and gentrify it, but say, hey, folks in this community, here's some low interest small business loans. We want to encourage economic development in the neighborhood by the people of this community. Oh, this abandoned warehouse that's smashed out and has graffiti on it. Okay, here's some money from the city, fix it up. Here's this low interest loan. You know, we want you to hopefully pay it back. And that stimulates jobs, which stimulate more people working and more tax revenue. That's more revenue for the city, because local governments, unlike the federal government, have to generate tax revenue to pay for its services. The street cleaning and the cops and the firefighters and the libraries and all that other stuff needs to be funding by local tax dollars. So again, it's better than spending $3 billion on just guns and armored and tear gas and rubber bullets and bullshit. Put that back into the community, then you don't need an armored police force. Oh, and then maybe have the CIA stop funneling guns and drugs into the poor neighborhoods. I don't know. There's another crazy idea. Matt S., Shave Your Knuckles for Justice, that was going to talk to you about your thoughts on the autonomous zone. Also can't wait for my tea. I miss some good green tea. I love the tea. I'm not just saying that. I really like green tea, and this blend is so cool and unique. And if you're a tea fan, go to ZT, ZHITEA. They have every kind of tea, white tea, black tea, oolong tea, all these different kinds of green teas. And I don't get any kickbacks from them. They're just a company I support. So if you're a fan of tea, go. Like some of you are like, Graham, you should make this kind of Vigilante. I'm not going to have 15 kinds of tea. I don't know that that's going to be the thing. But man, they make great tea over there. Jeffrey knows what he's doing. So I talked to Ron about this autonomous zone because he spoke to a comedian from Seattle that's there, and he's explaining what it really is. And of course, the corporate media is like, the autonomous zone is a free-for-all, and they're shooting people, and blah, blah, blah. And this guy's like, no, it's awesome. It's awesome. So I've been doing a little bit of research on it. I'm going to do more tonight, and I'm going to be on RT tomorrow talking about the autonomous zone. You know? So it's like, I'm excited to see this, you know? I really am. So Emberg 33, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Please invite Cornel West to a protest interview. Oh, I wish yeah, I'll try. He doesn't know me. So I'll try to get him on the show. Hit the like button, folks. Hit the like button. Ba-dum, boom, boom, boom. Abolish super PACs, lobbyists, cops, and Citizens United. I'm down with that. Bruce Lee, that like button. Boards, don't hit back. The Bruce Lee documentary on ESPN is great. Speaking of Seattle, when I was there 2 years ago doing shows and I saw Pearl Jam, I went to the exhibit at there was at least a Bruce Lee exhibit at this museum in Chinatown in Seattle. It's awesome. I got this book called Striking Thoughts by Bruce Lee, which is a great book. And then I went to his grave. Fantastic. Seattle's fantastic. Yosemite Sam, that like button. Brooklyn bicycle protest, the like button. Right on, right on. Chaz has officially changed the name area, CHOP, Capitol Hill Opposition Occupy protest. Okay, good to know. Good to know, Wood Mines. Thank you. Republic of Tea is the best brand I have found in all my years of drinking. Go through 3 their pomegranate greens every day. Right on. Rush the like button. Mark's angles the like button. Come out swinging on Crosstalk this week. I will, baby. I will. Stop pooping on my heart. Oh, I don't know what that means. Follow Average Russians on Instagram. Okay. Have yourself a merry little like button. Legalize all drugs would be a good start. Whole war on drugs is racist laws and cause of police militarization. Absolutely. Drug addiction is a health issue. It's not a criminal issue. And if we treated addiction that way, like what I always try to flip it, like what if we treated diabetics the way we treat drug addicts? We outlawed insulin and rounded them up. They would start committing crimes and shit. And then conservatives are, oh, so you just want to give everybody free drugs. No, to deal with addiction. Part of the things that happens in addiction, like 60% of addicts had some type of childhood trauma. Again, if we fixed the economy in this country, gave good, I mean, how much child abuse, domestic violence, how much of that is there an economic component to it? I mean, there's a million reasons why that happens, but money stress is there's no way it helps. So again, everyone's got health care, everyone's got good school, everyone's got a good job, people got places to live. How much abuse and violence would we have? The number would come way down. The number would come way down. Would it eradicate it? No, that would mean ending human beings from being flawed. I don't know. I'd like to see that happen, but no reform, abandon the system and create better. Yeah, absolutely. Don't fall for reform. They're going to talk reform. What is it? There's a Malcolm X quote. Malcolm X, like, don't stick a knife 9 inches in my back, pull out 3, and then tell me that's progress. Sad thing is they want reasons to crack down on people because they're adrenaline junkies and steroid freaks on a power trip. Yeah, and they're those roided out, you know, adrenaline cops are. That's why they. Oh, I got to do this segment. Forgot about this one. Yeah. Because it's also for profit. We have for-profit prisons. So the military industrial complex is a part of the militarization of the police. They profit. So if we're selling military grade weapons to our police as well, that's another profit margin. You know, that's another. Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching the Political Vigilante. Look at that now. Look at that graphic popping up. So we've seen now 2 weeks of protest, and the drastic difference between week 1 and week 2 was week 2 didn't have as much violence. The reason it didn't, because the cops didn't show up in riot. I was at a protest yesterday in Echo Park, downtown, just north of downtown Los Angeles. No cops. No cops in riot gear, peaceful protest. 2 weeks ago, I was at a protest in Santa Monica, and the cops showed up, riot gear, automatic weapons, and weird, it became violent. So what is this? And we've seen videos from all across the country, every city in America, cops beating the shit out of people, overreacting, unreal. And they don't get prosecuted. They're not held accountable. If 5 civilians just took nightsticks and just beat the shit out of a cop, those 5 would be in jail. I mean, within weeks, they would be arrested. They would be arraigned, tried, and sentenced. But cops go, oh, we're threatened for our lives and we can just beat the shit out of people. Imagine if 5, 10, a dozen civilians shot a cop, an unarmed cop, with a rubber bullet, or even an armed cop with a rubber bullet. First of all, he just didn't unload his clip into people. So what is creating this? Well, there's a lot of reasons. Obviously, we have a for-profit prison system that means criminals, so we need to criminal. And what have we done? We have criminalized people of color. We've said black people, and they're less than, kill them, lock them up. We have white nationalists who are basically just acting out the slave owner mentality from 400 years ago. But it's been perpetuated. The situation here, like Rodney King happened 28 years ago, and nothing's changed. If anything, it's gotten worse. How are cops like that? What are they? And don't give me the few bad apples thing, because any cop who's standing by watching his partner beat the shit out of someone and says nothing, I'm sorry, you're not a good cop, because here's the law. This is the law. If I go pick a buddy up, we're going to go out, get lunch, and he goes, hey, man, you mind stopping by the bank? I just need to run in real quick. Okay, cool. I'm sitting in my car, hanging out. He comes running out, go, 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 go. And I go, what the fuck? What the fuck? He goes, just go, just go. And I pull off, and then he tells me, yeah, I robbed that bank. I'm an accomplice now. And I don't say anything to cops because I don't want to rat out my buddy. I am now an accomplice to armed robbery. So I'm sorry, cops. And I'm friends with them. I've even had one on this show. If you sat by and let that happen, didn't speak up because of the blue wall of silence, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But there's more to it. So with the private prison system, we need criminals, right? But there's more to it. This came out in 2000, 20 years ago. Courts okay barring high IQs for cops. Wait, what? No, you read that right. They banned people with high IQs from becoming cops. You think this is just a glitch? This is a loophole someone forgot to close? No. They want people with low IQs to be cops, to just go out there. And you ever try to have when you try to just go, excuse me, officer, wait a minute. Now, hold on. Sir, I need you to quiet down. Sir. They sound dumb. They talk to you like you're not human. They go into this dumb robot voice. They can't listen and reason. They don't look at you as a human being because they're dumb. That's by design. I see these roided out meatheads. I used to play sports. I know what a meathead looks like. I know how they talk. Instead of saying, yo, bro, you got a problem, bro? Like some dumb fucking meathead at a bar. Now they have a badge and a gun going, excuse me, sir, I'm gonna need you. No, officer, hold on. They won't listen to reason when you're like, no. I remember a cop, my buddy and I, we came to him and this girl he was dating I was working in Las Vegas. This is like 15 years ago or something. I'm working in Vegas. He come to my show. We're driving around the Vegas Strip late at night. He's got a convertible, and these like meth head looking guys pull up next to us, and they like start talking shit to us. And we were young. They get to a stop sign. These guys go, "You want to fucking go? You want to go?" And we stop our car. We're like, "Get the fuck back in your car." Cop car pulls up, and they get in their car and they peel off. We're like, "Go get those guys. They were hassling us." And the cop then starts doubling down on us, and I'm like, "Sir, they were the problem." He goes, "Stop talking." He wouldn't listen to anything I had to say. And we just had to sit there. It was a dumb cop. Just a dummy. He was a black guy. Doesn't matter. White, black, cops are idiots. And it was so frustrating because I'm like, you let them get away. And I go, "Can I talk now?" When he was finally done, I go, "What should we have done? These guys were the problem. You didn't chase them. What should we have done?" And if I would have kept pushing it, he would have arrested me. Because rather than admit he was wrong and he blew it, he should have chased that car. He didn't. He did his job poorly. He was an idiot. I had another cop come at me with his hand on his gun when I jaywalked. One in Las Vegas, one in LA. Because they hire morons. They let a handful sneak up the detective that can fucking spell their names correctly, but these dildos, and by the way, they're given guns. Smart. A man whose bid to become a police officer was rejected after he scored too high an intelligence test. They rejected him because he had too high. His intelligence was too high. Jordan, a 49-year-old college graduate, took the exam in 1996 and scored 33 points, the equivalent of an IQ of 125. 33 points. The police department he took the exam for was New London, which I think is in New York or New Jersey or something like that, Pennsylvania. One of those East Coast states. Who gives a shit? New London police interviewed only candidates who scored 20 to 27. I wonder what percentage of the 20s get hired. Probably a little higher. This is their theory. So don't tell me this isn't the private prison industry passed this bill. This is just on the theory that those who scored too high could get bored with police work and leave soon after undergoing costly training. Oh, they're going to get bored. Or maybe they'll speak out and say, this ain't right the way we're treating people. Or maybe they'll go, what are we doing? Why are we beating this shit up? Why don't we go arrest the billionaires? There's cops literally right now protecting the bull on Wall Street, that bull statue. Cops are protecting it. People want to fucking tear it down. The cops are protecting it. The police are literally protecting the symbol of Wall Street corruption. Because you don't want anybody thinking. You don't want anyone questioning anything. When they see their partner beating the shit out of somebody, especially a person of color, you don't want a guy with a high IQ going, what are you doing, man? Hold on. You just want some meathead going, you better back me, partner. Excuse me, sir, I'm going to need you to, hey, I'm pissed off. I have a right to ask you, sir. Okay, that's it, handcuffed. I saw videos from a female cop in San Francisco with her knee on the neck of a guy. So the person on the camera said, what are you doing? Get off that guy. She's like, we told him to leave. He wouldn't. She's dumb. The U.S. District Court found that New London had shown a rational basis for the policy. Can you imagine? Like Chris Rock has that joke in his latest special that's like, this is a job where people's lives are in the balance. Can you imagine? I'm paraphrasing it. Chris Rock says, can you imagine if American Airlines said, hey, some of our pilots get it wrong and they crash into mountains? What if pilots, another job where people's lives are in the balance, they said, we don't want smart pilots. You want to be a doctor? Oh, you're too smart. Is that what they do in the medical profession? So the doctors with low IQs, do they typically get hired? Do they get into med school? Is that how like prestigious medical schools around the country, is that how they handle their applicants? Oh, Mr. Big Brain over here, we don't want to put a scalpel in the hands of someone with a big brain, now do we? Nurses? Do we go out of our way to hire dumb nurses? Look at this sign from a nurse. Nurses deal with drugged, drunk, combative patients on a daily basis, but I've never had to kill a single one to get them under control. Huh. Gee. Let me tell you something. You're not the sharpest knife in the drawer. You don't get a job working in the medical industry. There's a reason. The higher your brain, the IQ and your education, like there's a reason. This is somebody's life. But even this, listen, this makes so much sense. I know people who've worked in ERs. My stepmom did. I know people who've worked in ERs, and they tell me the stories are nuts, man. Imagine somebody on drugs, just out of their mind, violent, crazy, schizophrenic, out of their control. They don't just, sorry, you shouldn't have come into the ER. I saw that guy reach into his pocket. I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse. I had to gun this guy down. So all of the old arguments are just completely shattered with the defending of violent police. Our whole system needs to change. Defund the police. Defunding the police means, first of all, stop giving them the bulk of the budgets in our cities. In Los Angeles, they get 54% of the city's total operating budget. 54%? Schools get shit. We've been defunding schools for decades. We've closed hospitals. Look at New York State. Cuomo closed hospitals for the last 10 years. There's 20,000 less hospital beds in New York. That's one of the reasons it was so bad. How many lives would have seen? But we close schools, we defund arts programs in schools, we defund sports programs, we defund all that stuff. We defund all of that stuff. But cops, they get a new armored vehicle. Their squad cars cost $100,000 each. They get paid $100,000 a year. Does this nurse get $100,000 a year? So it's all by design. This isn't a mistake. Dumb cops will just nightstick people. It'll help create criminals for the private prison industry to thrive. And the 1%, the ruling class, is profiting from all this shit. That's why we bomb the shit out of other countries. Nobody cares that there's 85,000 dead children in Yemen because of our bombing. And we don't care that the unarmed black men just get killed. And the cops really can kill anybody of any ethnicity. 99% acquittal rate? Hey, it's a tough job. You have the right to take a life. So do the healthcare professionals. Ask the next time you're on a flight, United, any airline, ask if they block people with high IQs from being pilots. Ask if they block people applying to be doctors and nurses and health and EMT. Ask if they prefer low IQs. Anywhere where somebody's life is in the bed and hangs in the bed, someone can give or take life. Ask what they want with the IQ. They're not talking about this on the corporate media. You got to come here. You got to listen to a comedian wearing a shirt from his old movie podcast in his apartment to spell it out for you like this. Because the private prison industry and the military industrial complex, which also funds our police departments, buys ad time on Fox and MSNBC and CNN, and everything's connected. I tell you this, everything's connected. This country was built on racism and genocide and stealing land. The whole system needs to be reworked from the ground up. Shave your knuckles for justice. $297 likes. Stop dumping drugs into marginalized communities. You got that right. World Socialist Revolution, hit the like button. watch, low watch. Follow average Russians on Instagram, okay. Lenin Trotsky, the like button. Sindaloo 2, Shaving Knuckles for Justice. All right, folks, I'm going to read the super chats and then roll on out of here. Elderly mother called me away, missed your mask. Answer, please tell me again, sorry. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, this mask right here. I did that whole description. All right. Yeah, I got this online. I don't even remember the company. They sell these all over the place. They come with a filter. They're replaceable. These valves, you put it on and you pinch your nose so that if you're wearing glasses, it won't fog up, because a regular mask fogs up my glasses when I ride my bike. It's great for working out. If there's ever fires or whatever. This was about $10. It's, you know, it's not the greatest quality. It's fallen apart after 2-3 months. Might get a better quality one, but yeah, it's worth it. Boom. Seth Peterson, what's up, Seth? Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Thanks for being you, Graham. You're awesome. We must harness the power of the people and use this movement to push for drastic changes. Yep, and don't fall for window dressing reforms. You know, putting a woman or a person of color, I'm all for that in principle, but putting them in charge of a broken system doesn't matter. You know? It's like, oh, we finally got a woman in charge of the drug cartel. Oh, and she's still killing and raping and profiting and selling poison. We need a whole new system. I'm down with the diversity. I'm down with hiring people of different, but on a new system. The old system is broken. Seth Peterson, again, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. We're living in historic times, and it will take a massive movement to take on the psychopaths in power. And I'm not just talking about those puppet politicians. We must take the power from the oligarchs. Absolutely. We always got to, what do I say? Follow the money and connect the dots. The billionaire oligarchs that run the world are part of this. So it's not just police reform. I hope people getting involved in this activism of Black Lives Movement, Black Lives Matter, aren't just like, oh, good, let's just, I hope they're seeing all of how this is all connected. Why are there homeless people in the richest country in the history of the world? Why is there all this money, right? I hope people wake up, man. Greg Vara, what's up, Greg? Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Can you talk about the 2 lynchings, Robert Fuller in Palmdale and Christopher Booker in Victorville, 50 miles and 2 weeks apart, Black Lives Matter? Thanks, Greg. Yeah, I just heard about Robert Fuller in Palmdale. So apparently about 4 a.m, a day at 24 hours ago. So basically Friday night, this guy, Robert Fuller, was literally lynched. He was, my understanding, he was hung from a tree outside of the Palmdale courthouse or whatever, and there was huge protests. And I guess Convo Couch went up there. I went to Echo Park, but I mean, and Victorville, and then Christopher Booker in Victorville. So that's showing you this is all sunny, you know, blue California has a lot of racist white nationalists in it. Yeah, it's horrific. So if we think, like, I've talked about this, like middle-class white people and neoliberals are waking up to the fact that there is brutal, awful, ugly systemic racism in this country. Oh, we all wanted to think racism got fixed when Obama got elected. That's progress. Yeah, it is, but he was just working for the ruling class. So this is awful. He didn't make the KKK a terrorist organization. Trump certainly won't. Biden won't. So there was 2 lynchings. Lynchings, like lynchings. Year 2020. This is where we're at. And it's brutal. And so when these are fascists, these are white, these are Nazis, like we fought in World War II. So we can't think this is don't give me the handful of bad apples thing again, because it's like people that are willing to do that go, well, shit, I'm going to join the police force. And they get into positions of power and have gotten in positions of power in the police force, and that they protect that power, and then they see who gets promoted. There's active white nationalists, open white nationalists, and Klan members in police, high-ranking members of the police force. That has to end. That's why we just defund the police. Fuck them. They lynched a man. Zan Casil. Thank you, Zan, for supporting the show. The reason they defund schools is so that there will be a larger pool of people from which to recruit police. Yeah. And arrest. They defund schools because if we have a population that is not that well educated, they're easily manipulated for starters. They're easily scared and manipulated. Get people at Trump rallies blaming Obama. Obama didn't do enough after 9/11. They've interviewed people. And they're like, he wasn't president then. George W. Bush was. Huh? Unbelievable. But that's, you keep people, if people aren't educated, you can scare them, you can trick them into anything. Right? So, lack of education, people who don't have as much education and don't have job opportunities, because you got to have an education, you got to have a college degree to even get even a chance at a decent job. So they're more likely to be criminals or join the military. We don't need a draft here. We have economic conscription in this country. We have a poverty draft. You'll join the military to go fight one of these bullshit 7 wars that we're in. We've been at war for 18 years now, 19 years. So you'll either be a soldier, a cop, or you'll be one of the criminals we profit from in our for-profit prisons. You see how it's all connected, how it's all by design? Thanks for bringing that up, Zan. I appreciate it. They hate us for our freedoms for the like button. 316 likes, right on. Luke the like button and blame Antifa. God damn it, you all make me laugh. Secular Talk, that like button. Honestly, I'd be ashamed for not being Antifa, else I'd like the like button. The street light in front of my house, camera on it. I'm a Russian bot target. All right, I'll sing a song. I gotta roll out of here. Why is Jesse Ventura teasing us about running for president? I don't know what he's waiting for. I know his wife might be sick. That might be an issue. I don't know him, the man, personally. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Backyard, I forgot what song you wanted me to sing. If anti-fascists are terrorists, a lot of our grandparents are going to be shipped to Gitmo. Yeah, my 2 uncles were Antifa. They fought fascists in World War II. Gina G, shave your knuckles for justice, Gina. Thanks for supporting the show. I appreciate it. I interned in the high desert. There are many supremacy groups, immense poverty, and many evangelicals. These men's lives were stolen from them. Thank you, Gina, for telling us that. Yeah, that's what the high desert or the middle of up there in Victorville and Palmdale is what's called high desert. It's north and northeast of Los Angeles. And what Gina's talking about is a good point. There's a lot of poverty in those. I've driven through those cities. Man, So what happens when poverty comes in? Evangelicals, white supremacy, gangs. And they went out to steal people's lives. And this is why it's like, that's a terrorist organization. Imagine if ISIS lynched somebody. Imagine if Al-Qaeda hung someone from a tree and said, yeah, Al-Qaeda did that. Can you imagine what people would be? But, oh, well, what are we going to do? Let the white nationalists, boy, I wish we could do something. No. They're a terrorist organization. They are a terrorist organization. And they need to be taken out. Imagine if Al-Qaeda, we fought the Nazis in World War II. They're here now again. How is this possible? How are we letting this happen? Don't back down to pressure. Speaking of won't back down, back to politics. This is the song. All right, we'll sing that. 322 likes, everybody. 10 days before we can know if Ventura will run. Share the like button. All right. All right, let's do it. I won't back down. As William Shatner. That's the show, ladies and gentlemen. Con! Thank you, folks, for watching the show on this Sunday. Really appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the show. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, I will be on the Rockfin, rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. It's a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. Check it out. Support the show. Go to GrahamElwood.com. That's where you can buy the Vigilante. There's less than 15 remaining. There's only 50 that were made. You can get the t-shirts, all that stuff. Great way to support the show. And patreon.com/Graham Elwood. And of course, the free ways to support the show, hit the like button, subscribe, let the videos play all the way through on YouTube. If you click skip ad, I don't get paid. I got a P.O. box. I have a PayPal button. I have a Venmo. There's a million ways to support what I do and share the videos. Great free ways you share the videos. I have a Pandora channel, which is free. You can listen to my comedy albums there. So a lot of ways to support what we're doing. I'm totally viewer supported. I don't get any corporate money. I get support from all of you, so I really appreciate it, and I'm grateful that you're all here. You're making Gotham great again. Shave the knuckles for justice.